Senator Modi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the government representative in the Senate, Senator Gold. To date, Ontario is the only province that has not reached a bilateral agreement with the federal government on childcare. A few weeks ago, in response to Senator Omidvar's question, you clarified for us that there was no deadline for the province to sign such a deal. Despite there being no deadline, however, Senator Gold, the end of the fiscal year, March 31st, is rapidly approaching. Can you confirm for us that if Ontario does not sign by the end of the month, the province could lose over $1 billion in funding? And if so, would there be a way for the province to recuperate this funding?
Thank you for your question, Senator. The government recognizes the importance of reaching a deal before the end of the fiscal year to ensure that Ontario families have access to all the funding that was allocated for them to help make their lives more affordable. I'm advised that Ontario has now submitted a first draft of its action plan demonstrating how it would use federal funds to implement affordable, accessible, high-quality and inclusive childcare across the province. The submission of the first draft of the action plan has allowed for negotiations to move on to the next phase, where officials can now work to ensure that the plan meets federal objectives on space creation, affordability, data and reporting, workforce supports, inclusivity and quality within the parameters of the funding allocation for Ontario. I'm advised that the Minister, Minister Gould, remains optimistic that they can work together to secure a deal that will deliver for Ontario families and children.
Senator Modi, did you have a supplementary?
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Speaker. From what I hear from stakeholders, Senator Gold, Ontario is looking to include commercial and unlicensed childcare providers as eligible for federal funding. It is my understanding that this may be a significant source of some disagreement between the provincial and federal governments, and perhaps an obstacle to progress in these negotiations. Has there been any other province that has sought to include commercial and unlicensed providers in their bilateral agreement? Would Ontario be unique in this way, Senator Gold?
Senator Gold.
Thank you for your question, Senator. Before an agreement can be signed, and my understanding is that provinces and territories must demonstrate through their action plans how they will achieve a $10 a day childcare by 2026. I'm advised that the agreements with provinces and territories do not stipulate any specific approach when it comes to existing providers. All licensed providers will be part of the Canada-wide system. Any systems transformations that are led by provincial governments using Any system transformations are led by the provincial governments using funding from the federal agreement as outlined in their action plans. Colleagues, it's important to retain existing licensed spaces and providers. As the federal and provincial governments work to build this system together, we need every high-quality space that we have. The government's goal is to ensure all licensed providers and the families they serve are supported.
Senator Daskal.